Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the easiest way to create best-selling t-shirt designs. Now, I've been creating t-shirt designs and selling them online for just about 10 years now. The way that I'm about to take you on screen recording and walk you through step by step is by far the easiest and the fastest way to create designs that are actually going to sell. So if you guys know my style of videos, we are going to get straight into it. We'll keep all the fluff out of this video and I'll keep it moving at a fast pace so we don't waste any time. Just before we switch over to the computer though, I do want to say a couple important things about what I'm about to show you. First, this is a process that I have learned from trial and error. It's something that I've never seen taught online before, so it's definitely going to be worth a couple minutes of your time to watch this and learn how to do it. Secondly, this is the type of content that typically gets held behind a paid course, but I'm giving it to you guys totally for free. So all I ask is if you do enjoy this video as you're watching it, please give it a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments. All right, without further ado, let's get into the fun stuff and switch over to the computer. Okay, so switching over to the computer, let's start on Google. This is going to be our first step here. So the very first tip and kind of a golden nugget from years of experience selling print on demand is there are two overall topics to create designs in that are going to sell the best. The first one is going to be occupations, and the second one is going to be hobbies. With both of those in mind, you can break those down into pretty much unlimited niches within them. So the very first step that I would start here is to get some general ideas to brainstorm, and you'll see why these are so important. So I'm going to type in list of occupations, give that a search, and you're going to have a ton of different results. You can click on really any of these. Let's just click on the first one here. This is going to give you a massive list of occupations. Now, as you can see, there are a ton that we can work off of right here, but this is kind of information overload. From the years that I've been doing this, it's not really efficient to look at a list this way, just because your mind bounces from different idea to idea. Rather, the way that I prefer doing it and the way that I would suggest for you that makes it a lot easier is to just use ChatGPT. So if you're not familiar with ChatGPT, it's a free artificial intelligence tool that came out a year or two ago now, and you can literally just go to chatgpt.com and start using this. Now, as a side note, I will put a link to ChatGPT. Any of the tools or resources and things that we're going to use in this video, I'll put them all down in the description so you don't have to go on Google and try to find them. So the way to use ChatGPT is you come down to message ChatGPT, and what's cool about this is you can prompt it. So it's not just a general list of occupations. You can tailor it to whatever you are looking for, ideas that you want to work off of. So for instance, you could say 50 popular occupations. These are going to be occupations that have more attention or more popularity than just your baseline occupations. This is just going to write you out a list of 50 occupations you can brainstorm off of. But don't just stop with popular. You can say 50 indoor occupations, outdoor occupations, men's focused, women's focused. You can get as creative as you want with this, and you can see that it's just a lot more powerful and a lot more efficient than using Google. So with that being said, that is the very first step here. And as you can see, we haven't even gotten into the designing. We haven't really even broken down these niches yet, but you need a very efficient way to come up with different ideas. And from my experience, using ChatGPT is definitely the easiest way to do this part. So with that being said, that's going to bring us right into the next step in this process. This is going to be one of the most important steps. And what this step is taking these general ideas that we've come up with and breaking them down to figure out what are actual low competition, profitable, and undersaturated niches within these overall niches. So to give you a quick example here, something like a doctor, well, there are so many different types of doctors. So you don't want to just go in trying to create a general doctor design. You want to find what are different types of doctors that people are actively searching to make purchases about, but no one else has created t-shirt designs about those doctors yet. That is exactly what we're going to do in this step, and I'll show you how to do it very easily. So in order to save you the most time as possible, I'm just going to bring you into the next tool that I use for this. This tool is called Merch Informer. If you've seen my other print on demand videos, this is a tool that I use as a foundation in my print on demand process. I personally stand behind them because I've been using them for years. They are a very good tool. To be as transparent as possible, they are a paid tool. So if you come over to pricing, you can see that they have monthly and they have yearly pricing, but they have two different plans. They've got a newbie plan and a professional plan. All you really need to do for what we are doing in this tutorial, and generally if you are just getting into print on demand, the newbie plan is going to be perfect for you. The difference between the newbie and the professional plan is basically in the professional plan, you're going to have a much higher volume of searches you can do every day and a couple additional features as well. But I would say for the vast majority of you guys out there, the newbie plan's all you need. They do have a free trial as well, so you can use all of the features and follow along in this tutorial for 3 full days. And then the last thing about them is I have a personal 20% off coupon for any of their plans. I'll put a link to that down in the description below. If you did want to just enter that manually at checkout, you can type in Greg20. It'll take a straight 20% off of any of the plans you sign up for. Okay, so with all that being said, let me get logged into my account and I'll show you how to use this. Okay, so this is where things start to get really cool. So over on the left side of Merch Informer, all of these open up into additional tools that you can kind of use throughout your print on demand process. process. For this research part, we are going to be looking for the keyword finder, which is in the keyword research tab. So with this tool, all you have to do is type in the overall niche and it will break it down into all of the different sub niches or different types of that occupation and tell you which ones of them are low competition. So what we want to do is go back to ChatGPT and look through this list and kind of just pick one of these to start with. So I'm going to start with teacher. So let's come over here. Let's type in teacher, give that a search. And just like that, it's going to break teacher down into all the different things that people are searching for. So by default, it's only going to show you 10 results at once. So let's just click that and expand that to 100. This makes it super efficient. You can just kind of keep scrolling and picking up ideas. But what we want to do here is look at this first column right here. This is going to be the different keyword that people are searching for. So you can treat this as the sub niche. Now, not all of these are going to make total sense to create designs about, but as you scroll through here, you're going to find some ideas, like an after school teacher. That is different than just a general teacher. As you keep scrolling through, you're going to find more and more. So anatomy teacher, there's another great idea. But there is more than just scrolling through here to get ideas. What this tool does is also pulls how many people are searching for that every single month. So you have proof that there is demand for this. And then the thing that I really like this feature for is once you find an idea, something like after school teacher, come all the way over to the right and hit the details icon. It's the little eye. Give that just 1 second to load. And this is going to pull up a competition score. So this is going to tell you A, B, C, D, E, or F. Just like in school, if you get an F, that means you failed. That means it's not a good niche to go into. If you get an A, that means that's a very good niche to go into. And specifically, this is talking about the competition. So how many other people are you competing against that are creating designs about after school teachers specifically? So what we've just done in a matter of seconds here is we took the general idea of teacher and we came across our first great niche that not many other competitors are in, which is after school teachers. So what we're going to do is just close out of this for a second. And now we're going to select this. We're going to right click. We're going to copy it. And what we're going to do is just click on trademarks. It's going to open up the menu and then right click on trademark alerts and click open in a new tab. What this is going to do for us is if you come up to your tabs, you now have 2 tabs that are open. You can go back and forth. So come over to this new trademark alerts tab and you're just going to right click and you're going to paste and then just click enter. This brings you down to the next line. Okay, so let's go back over to our keyword finder tab. And now we're going to keep scrolling through here and we're going to pick out a bunch of these good ideas that all have an A rating in the competition score. So as we just saw before, the next one that kind of pops out is anatomy teacher. Let's see what that has. Okay, that's got another A rating. So this is a great niche with not many competitors. I'm going to select anatomy teacher, right click, copy, come over here, and I'm going to paste it. And then come down to the next line. Now this process that we're doing right here is picking out these good niches to go into and we're building a list of them. This is a feature that we're going to use in a minute here. We're not ready for it quite yet, but by putting it into this list right here, it's going to make this whole process super efficient. So what I'm going to do is just come back over here and I'm going to fast forward you guys to just save a little bit of time. And I'm going to pull a couple more ideas out of this and I'm going to build them into our list just so I can show you what you guys would be doing on your end. Okay, so I've just gone through here and I pulled 7 different ideas that are all A-rated niches, so low competition, and I've just pasted them all into this list. So these are going to be the sub niches that we're going to target. And just know before we move on here, you can create as many of these as you want. So you could create 50, 100 different ones just about teachers, and then you can go back to ChatGPT. You could pick nurses next. You could type in nurses up top here, and then you can break that entire occupation of nurses down into all of these different types of nurses, and you can repeat this process. Okay, so hopefully we're all on the same page. If you guys have any questions about this process so far, just let me know down in the comments, but let's move into the next step. So most people would probably think that these are the niches we're going into. Now let's get into the next step of creating our designs, but there's actually some really important things that we have to do before we can actually start creating the designs. So first, let's talk about what kind of phrases or what these designs are going to be about. We know what these sub niches are going to be about, but what are those shirts actually going to say? So this is another tip. This is going to be one of those golden nuggets that comes from years of experience, but what I've learned as a print-on-demand seller over years of doing this is that it's not always about creating trending designs that are going to sell the best. Kind of the secret hack to all of this is that there are certain phrases and they are universal phrases that can be customized into any niche that sell the best in no matter what niche they are in. This is something that you will only learn after having a lot of sales data and looking at the trends in that data to find out what specific phrases are selling best in all of the different niches. Now, this is a concept that I've shared briefly in a couple other videos on this channel, and the feedback that I got from you guys is that you don't have enough sales data to go through to figure out what are those specific phrases. So for the sake of trying to make this as easy as possible for you guys, I've put together a list of both 10 and 100 of these phrases. I'm going to put a link to them them down in the description, whether you're interested in just 10 or all 100. That link will be down in the description for you guys. Now, in a second here, I'm going to give you one of these totally for free. That's what we'll use for the rest of this tutorial. But I also want to make the point to say that for those of you who do purchase these phrases and you start using them in your business, the trick to all of this, how you're going to get ahead of everyone else out there, is getting the most creative with your niches. So using this process of finding the low competition niches where you are one of the first people to go into it, that is how this whole business comes together. Okay, so as promised, I'm going to give you one of these phrases totally for free. I've gone ahead and screenshotted this out of the resource. This is the phrase that we're going to be using in this tutorial, and you can follow right along. Feel free to use this one for free in your business. So the way that this works is you fill in the red X with the niche, and anywhere you see the X, that's where you're going to fill it in. So for this one specifically, the best uses are occupations, and some examples would be gym teacher, diesel mechanic, pediatric nurse, and essentially you fill in the first one. It says gym teacher is a noun. 1. Same as a normal teacher, just much cooler. So for the first one, you fill in the specific gym teacher. For the second one, you just fill in teacher, as explained right here. This is a simple, relatable t-shirt design that is proven to sell in print on demand. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use this phrase and apply it to every single one of these sub niches we found. So I'm going to start typing this in to show you how this works. So after school teacher, then we're going to do noun, 1, same as a normal teacher, just much cooler. And then, since we've already set ourselves up for efficiency here, we're just going to copy this, come down here, and we're going to paste it for each one of these. That's how quickly you can start to scale this. So I'm kind of showing you guys all these shortcuts here so you know the fastest way to do all of this, but you may be wondering, what is this tool that we've been pasting all of this information into, the trademark alerts? Well, that is the other thing that we have to do before we can start actually creating the designs. So probably the most common mistake that people make in a print-on-demand business is they don't check their phrases, which is actually the words that's going on your shirt, to make sure that nobody else formally owns the rights to that phrase. What so many people don't know is that there's something called trademarks, which allows a individual person or a company to own the rights to a specific phrase on apparel. That means that if you've just come up with a phrase yourself and you think it's an awesome phrase and you want to use that on a shirt to sell, someone else might own the rights to that, and that means that yours is going to be taken down and they have the rights to the profits that you made from it. So what we are doing with this trademark alerts tool is we are pasting all of the ideas that we are thinking about using into this. We're going to click save, and then we're going to click check trademarks. And last step, we're going to refresh our internet browser. What this is going to do is going to give us a green check mark or a red X. Is it safe to use on print-on-demand t-shirts, or does somebody own the rights to it? Well, in the matter of seconds here, we just searched all 7 of these and found out that all 7 of them are safe to use. Guys, I really can't stress how important this step is. Just make sure that when you're coming up with your phrases, you are doing this quick check to make sure that nobody owns the rights to those before you're using them to create a design and post that on a print-on-demand marketplace to sell. Okay, so with all of that done, we are now officially ready to get into creating the designs. So this is going to be a pretty cool part as well. I'm excited to share it with you. I'll show you all of these shortcuts, make this the easiest, most efficient way to create these designs. So let's go ahead and switch over to the next tool here. This is placeit.net. This is the graphic design tool that I personally use. The long story short here is that I've used just about every graphic design tool out there to create t-shirt designs. Not all of them are copyright free. This is a huge thing in print on demand. Just like people can own the rights to the trademark of phrases, well, people can also own the copyrights, which is the same thing for the fonts, the graphics, and the layouts. So not all graphic design tools online are fully copyright free. Placeit, on the other hand, is 100% copyright free, and then also they're commercially usable, which means that we can take the designs that we've made on their website and sell them for a profit on print-on-demand websites. So I'll show you how to do this in a second here, but again, I do want to be transparent. They are another paid tool. They're about $7.47 per month if you pay on an annual basis, so paying for the whole year up front. I do have a 15% off coupon code for them. I will put that down in the description below. It brings it down to just about $6 per month. Now, I will say that is if you pay on an annual basis. So for those of you who want to just pay month to month and there's no contract, it's about $15 per month, or with the coupon, it's about $12 per month. Okay, with that out of the way, let me get logged in and I'll show you how to create these designs. Okay, so once you are logged in, you're going to hover over designs and then hover over apparel and print and go down to t-shirt designs. This is going to bring you into all of their t-shirt design templates all in one place. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can see there's over 900 pages of templates. I think altogether it's something like 50,000 different templates you can use. And the cool thing about Placeit is they're always adding new templates every single week. So as a print-on-demand seller, you can get access to their newest templates before anyone else has sold something like that. Now, a couple other important things for you to know is if you come over to the left side, you can sort these by different filters. So if you have something specific you're looking for, you can choose one of those over here. And then if you know that you're going into a very specific niche or something, you can type in, like, let's type in camping, for example. Just give that a search, and then you can see all of their t-shirt designs that are related to camping. So I just wanted to just show you kind of an overview of how to sort through these to find different ideas. But let's go back over here. Let's go to apparel and t-shirt designs. And what we are going to be looking for is a design that's going to work for this phrase. So what this is really a definition. So think about kind of a dictionary. So a culinary teacher, that is a noun, same as normal teacher, just much cooler. So I'm going to keep that in mind as I'm scrolling through these designs and see if I can find one that looks like it's going to be a good fit for it. So let me scroll through here for a minute and I'll find a template that's going to work for us. Okay, so I've got a template that looks like it's going to be perfect right here. It's kind of a definition layout. Let's click on that. It's going to open it up so we can see it bigger. And then over on the right side, it's going to give you some similar templates that you might like as well. So there's another definition right there. I still like this one better. So we're just going to click on edit. And what's cool about this is once you find a template that you do like, you can favorite it or you can save it so that when you log back into your account, you can find it right there again if you want to make more shirts in other niches using that same template. But with that being said, once you get into this page, this is kind of your editor. So you can take all these elements, you can click and drag them around. You can make them bigger or smaller. And then if you want to go back, just hit the back button right here. And if you want to reset the layout, if you get everything kind of in different places, just hit the reset layout button. It'll move everything just to how that template started. Now, with that being said, you don't actually click on these to change the text. You come over to the boxes on the left side and anything you type in here will change in real time. And then just know that for all of this text, you can click in here, you can change the font to anything. Again, these are all going to be copyright-free, commercially usable fonts. We'll X out of that. And then you can change the font color as well by clicking in on here. So the very first step, once you find the template you want to use, is we're going to set up that template and find all of the fonts, get it right the first time. That's going to allow us to scale this into all of these niches very quickly. So let's figure out which one we want to start with here. We're going to do culinary teacher, noun, 1, and we're just going to type this in as it is. So this first line is going to be culinary teacher. Okay, so I've typed all of this in. The first step I'm going to take here is just reset layout, put that back to how it started. And I would still bring this down a little bit here to make it look a little bit better. And then a really good pointer for you guys is make sure that when you are looking at this design, someone else is looking at it on a t-shirt. They can resonate with it in just a split second, so they can tell what that design is about. When I'm looking at this font right here, it's too hard to read. You kind of have to squint a bit to figure out what that says. So I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to change this font to the matching other font here. So let's click on this. Here's the other font that it's using. That is a lot cleaner. As you can see, you can just tell what this is in just a split second. So I'm going to drag that down here, just kind of line things up to where they look just about right. Okay, and that looks good. So this is what we are going to use as our template. Now, just another quick tip here, just a golden nugget that I've learned is that if you're selling a text-only shirt, turn the text from dark to white and then offer that on a dark shirt. I don't know why, but this always sells better than the opposite. So I'm going to switch all of this to white. As you can see, you can't see it because it's white on white. So come over to background color right here, switch that to black. Okay, this is going to give you a good idea as to what this will look like on a shirt. So guys, I know this is moving at a fast pace. If you have any questions yet, just let me know down in the comments. If you're enjoying this, please give it a thumbs up. Again, I really would appreciate that. So this design is a very simple design, but it is proven to sell. We don't need to add any graphics or anything here. The idea of this is that it's just a definition on a shirt and it'll be very relevant to people who relate to it. So at this point, we're just about ready to download this, but it has a black background. That was for us to be able to see this white text. So come over to background color, and when you're ready to download it, click on the checkerboard right here. This is going to take out all of that background and just leave the white text. It's a little bit hard to read. That's why we had the black one in there. But now when you download this, you upload it to a print-on-demand website, it's going to print only the text and not that black background behind it. So we already know this is all ready to go because we saw it with the black background. We're just going to click on download. If you scroll up a little bit, you will see processing your design. It just takes a second here. Okay, once this loads, click on click here to download. And then we are going to be able to name this. So I'm going to do culinary teacher, same as a normal teacher, just much cooler. And then I'm actually going to select all of this besides culinary. So all the way from the end of culinary, and then I'm going to copy that. And this is going to be for efficiency. So as you will see, we have this copied to our clipboard. We can now save this to our computer. And here's our design right here on our computer. So once you zoom in here, you will see this is great quality. So you won't have any blurry prints. And then when you zoom out, you can see it has no background color. So this is just going to print the text exactly how we need it for print on demand. So that is our very first design. It is literally that simple to create. And you can upload this file to print on demand websites. However, this is where kind of the tricks of the trade come in. So once we come back to the designer, let's go back over to our trademark alerts and let's see which one is next. So crafts teacher. All you have to do is come over here and switch this to crafts. And the design is already ready to go. So let me just show you it with a black background so you can see what it looks like. We didn't have to change anything but culinary to crafts, and then make sure the background is still transparent. go to download. Again, just give this 1 second to load and then click here to download. And this is where copying that name to our clipboard comes in. So just type in crafts and then right click and paste, and it's going to fill in the rest for you. So crafts teacher, same as normal teacher, just much cooler. Save that to our downloads. Okay, so just like that, we've got culinary teacher, we've got crafts teacher. We're just making these designs really quickly. So you just keep coming back here. You find out what is the next one, a cello teacher. Come in here, you just change it from crafts to cello, and this is how you really start to scale up creating these designs. So what we've accomplished here is we found low competition niches that other people haven't created designs in yet, and we're putting in proven best-selling phrases, and we have a way to create all of these designs totally copyright free and do that very quickly. So guys, I know this video moved at a really fast pace. If you have any questions for me about this process, let me know down in the comments. Again, the discount codes for these different tools and the links in general are going to be linked in the description below. Also, the last thing I'll add in here is that for those of you who do need some help with creating your titles or descriptions or what to set your pricing when you're selling these listings on print-on-demand websites, I will put a link down in the description to another video that walks you through all of my best tips for that part. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I hope it has been helpful, and I will see you all in the next video.